Ah, man. Yo. What the fuck is going on doing? How are you all feeling? And how are you all living, man? Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the fucking stream. It is so good to see so many beautiful faces here with me on this Wednesday afternoon where Meta is back. Qualcomm is lying, or somebody's lying about making SpaceX phones. And there is a million things going on right now, as there always is a million things going on. Also, the Lakers are just an abomination. And we just got rid of LeBron to get Walker Kessler and Colin Sexton. It's a joke. It's being a Lakers fan is rough. I've tried to justify the moves that happened today, and it is just an atrocity. Rob Pelinka is committing hate crimes, and somebody just proposed on the Empire State Building. So I'm not gonna lie, if that's what it took for me to get a wife, I'm not getting married. I don't do heights. Straight up. I don't do heights. There's no possible. Do you see this, bro? You know what's crazy is the girl who got proposed to, I follow on IG. She's like a crypto person. Look at this.
But maybe my producers can kind of let me know, whoever is familiar with the Empire State Building, you can educate me while I'm on the air. What is access to the top of this building?
And she won't even text you back. That's insane, bro.
If you come to visit the Empire State Building, how far are you allowed to go? Do you buy tickets? I went there once as a child. I don't remember. I'm curious how these two got up there. So it is an observation deck.
I won't even do a roller coaster ride.
So they are at the observation deck.
Look at this.
But this is not an area where you...
Insane. So anyways, look, we have a lot to talk about right now. Also, Robin is live talking about perps and all types of shit right now. So we're going to get into it. We have a lot to cover. I have a new book going right now, by the way. I'm excited to talk about it. I have a new book. You know what my concern is with all this reading? Because I'm doing a lot of reading. We'll get into Robinhood right away. But I'm doing all this reading. You know what my concern is that I do all this reading, but I don't know if I remember it. How do you remember what you're reading? Is that like do you just do it subconsciously? Because I'm a pretty intense reader. I really read the pages. I take notes and I annotate, and I really read the pages. But how do I know if I'm remembering it? I don't really know how to know if I remember it. Honestly, and I talk about it on stream. You know, I comprehend stuff fairly well, but I have no way to know if I really remember it. And it's brutal, man. I'm like, fuck, what if because I'm reading good stuff. I'm reading really good stuff, and I'm regurgitating it and I'm digesting it, but I never was great at reading comprehension. Okay, I never was much of a reading comprehension kind of guy. And I have a story for you. Actually, let's do a roll call real quick. I actually have like 3 stories. AK, what's good? Devin, what's good? Wolfie, Caleb, D-Nab, Tingle, Baby, Comfy, Art, Screwy, Zaru, what's good? Pudgy, Caleb, Wavy, what's good? Alex, what's good? D-Nab, what's good? Mac, what's good? Tinkle Trader, what's good? Clayboy Cardi, what's good? Crypto Chris, what's good? What's good? Anita, what's good? Polka, what's good? Anita, my homie. Live the Life TV. Jackson Ray, what's good? Comfy Crypto, what's good? All right, I have a quick story. I went to this frozen yogurt place yesterday in New York City that is on a daily basis. The few times I've walked by it or seen it or driven past it, it has a line that is like triple wrapped around the block. Never seen anything like it. Apparently, I'm in line talking to this person. Apparently, it's VC. It's VC backed. And it's the only frozen yogurt you can eat if you're on peptides, or some ridiculous statement was made in the line. Okay. But nonetheless, does anyone know what I'm talking about in New York City? Does anyone live in New York? There's this new like hot frozen yogurt place. And I'm not kidding. I've seen it a couple times. Every time I've walked back, there's a line around the block. Like, I'm talking hundreds of people in line. Like, I'm not kidding. And so I'm out at a dinner. I'm with some friends. and live the life. Thanks for the gifted. And there's a female with us, and the place is close, and she's like, we have to go. And I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? We have to go. Okay, so we get in line at this frozen yogurt restaurant. I'm not kidding. There's 100 people in line. Like, I'm not kidding you. It's the longest. A lot of people in line that look like they like to wait in line, but I don't like to wait in line. There's 100 people in line. I'm not bullshitting you. And so we're sitting in this line. We're hearing these lore stories about how it's like VC backed and private equity's involved, and like it's for peptide. Like, I was just like hearing the gag. And it's so funny because when you stand in line, everyone in line judges everybody else in line. This is like a whole bit. Like, I know I'm here, but why are you here? Everyone's judging everyone in line. Everyone's looking at each other. There's like this smug feeling you get when you're in a long line, looking at other people. Like, why are you? It's 10 o'clock. Why are you waiting for frozen yogurt in front of 200 people? And I'm sitting here. I don't want to be seen, right? I'm like, if this gets posted on Twitter, my life is over. And so we get inside this place. Finally, we get inside this place, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, bro, this is. I've been in this place 100 times. It's the same. It's Zynga. It's sweet. It's like, okay, you get there. They have 4 flavors, frozen yogurt. They pull the thing. They got vanilla, chocolate, whatever. 4 flavors. Okay, cool. You get to make your own thing. You have samples. And then you get to the line where they do the toppings. And it's like, okay, I hate all these toppings. And it's the same toppings that every place has everywhere. And there's, chocolate chips and like strawberries and like da-da-da-da. And then you get to the register. You put it on the scale. They weigh it. And then you check out, and I'm eating it, and I'm like, it's good, but like, I don't get it. And so I asked the girl that like desperately wanted to go because it's like her favorite place. And I'm like, I like, no disrespect when I ask you this question, but what's the bit here? Like, what's the deal with this? What is it? And she's like, oh, I don't really know, but like everybody else really likes it. So, and I'm like, what? What do you mean you don't really know? We just waited in line for an hour. Not that it's not good, and not that I'm not down to wait in line, but we just waited in line for an hour. What do you mean you don't know? There's supposed to be some lore here. And so I turn around, and I look at the wall, and the entire building is white. It's painted white, cinder blocks. There's no art at all, except there's one piece of art in this whole frozen yogurt place. There's one piece of art. Do you know what the piece of art is? Sitting on the wall. It's a picture of the fucking line outside this restaurant. That's the art on the wall. It's a picture of the fucking line. And I'm like, hold on. Is this a movie? Is this a bit? Is this a bit? So there's a line because there's a line. It's decorated with pictures of the line, and nobody in this place knows why we're here. There's nothing, no one knows why we're here, and there's a line because there's a line. And I walk outside, and I'm sitting in bed last night. I cannot sleep. And I'm thinking about it. And I am just like, man, no one has opinions in the world. There's no original thought doesn't exist, and nobody has opinions. And I just did like the most NPC activity ever. I think half of the line was paid actors. Brother, the only art in this restaurant is a picture of the line. That's it. That's the whole art. It's a picture of the line. And so there's a restaurant or a frozen yogurt place, excuse me, that has a line around the block because it has a line around the block. And oh my God, I felt like I was in a fucking movie, man. It was insane. I've never seen anything like it. I felt like I was in a fucking movie, and it was kind of unbelievable. So that's what happened to me yesterday. And it's VC backed, and it's good. If you're taking BPC 157, it's the only frozen yogurt you can eat, allegedly, is what I was told. I mean, it's like so. I'm like, the workers here are judging me, or they're not real people. All right. And let's do a couple. VC backed by who? I know. I'm like, what is this? What's going on? There's a picture of the line in the restaurant. Like, this is a joke. There's 3 people that have opinions. Chamath says retard now. Parents are giving their kids HGH, and everyone takes peptides as goodie bags at SF parties. Nothing else is real.
Because you see, there are always
I don't know if I can do this.
New regions.
I have another story
where
for you.
Ownership is less common. There are important discoveries to be made. there are incredible
perps, commodity perps
of this technology that
exchange traded funds and currencies in Europe
to be shared with customers.
Lend USDG on chain through self-custody wallet and earn 7% APY.
So, what do you think, Johan? Do you think you and the team can handle all this?
Robinhood Crypto in the UK.
Well, you know, if you didn't make them all quit today,
Maker
I'm
orders
sure
for
can.
crypto launching US customers. Launching in Canada with 0% fees.
I am pleased with
agentic trading for crypto. Robinhood chain officially launched with AI native features to swap tokens, find the LPs,
you have here,
and adapt the token after what assets.
I think it's time for me to leave you to your business.
New perpetual future commodities for ETFs and Forex with tax leverage.
Keep an eye on those admirals.
Robinhood Cortex for advanced reasoning launching into gold.
To everyone here for coming from all corners of the earth to be with us tonight. Godspeed and see you at Hood Summit.
All right, let's see. Trading view. First of all, what did they do to Qualcomm? 32 lighter. Doesn't really care. Hyperliquid does care. Robinhood. Whoa. That's a pretty chart. Robin is painting a crazy fractal right now, I must admit. That is a wild chart that's being painted right now by Robinhood. Damn, hype really is down on that. I'm surprised. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Let's see. Not much though, like a percent. And then lighter. I mean, they used to use lighter as their crypto partner, if you will. That was a nasty candle, but it recovered pretty well from it. This gives lighter a bit of regulatory lead. Robinhood Wallet now supports access to perpetual features on lighter. Wow, that is cool. I must admit, I'm surprised. Okay, shouldn't it be up then? Is it US? No, right? Total retrace, and then it went down, and now it's like whatever. Rip down, didn't really move. Interesting. Look, crypto looks kind of interesting today. I'm gonna be honest. I have a Sol looks good. I think hype looks really good. Bitcoin looks decent. The Robinhood thing is cool. Let's read a couple tweets about it real quick. Bitcoin, I think, looks good. It did retrace it, but nice announcement. Yeah, Robinhood Wallet now supports access to perpetual futures on lighter. Apple Pay and Google Pay funding and stock tokens all in one place. And for the next 90 days, gas fees on Robinhood chains. Didn't it used to use Arbitrum? Ugh. What happened to Arbitrum? Just 0. That doesn't even move. Arbitrum Orbit Chain. Robinhood. Anything else? Athena. We're excited to partner with Robinhood. Athena. ENA. Did that move? No, didn't at all. DYDX is now Arcus, a leading DEX on Robinhood chain. What the fuck?
2 a.m. Gold spikes on Sunday. Friday, 4:01 p.m. The bell rings.
What?
The world keeps
DYDX?
moving. News breaks in Tokyo at 2 a.m. Gold spikes on Sunday. A company you've been watching for months, earnings drop after the close on Friday. And you sit. And you wait.
Jesus, DYDX? Certainly not, right? Well, that got front run. How much did it pump? That got fucking front run. Are they doing memes on Robinhood chain? Cash cat. Whoa. They are. on Robinhood chain. Wow. Off-chain enterprises helped Robinhood. How do you even bridge? I don't even know. I guess it's like a. Don't do what I just did, but I don't have anything on my computer. Yeah. All right, let's see what else. Yeah, perpetual futures out of commodities. I mean, Robinhood doing is pretty big. Huh. It seems like a fairly sick adopt Chainlink. Cause it's God, they tapped everybody in. It's like the fucking Avengers. Chainlink. Link. Up 1.5%. Wait. What the fuck is Chainlink gonna do? 2%. Hood swap. Stock tokens live in your wallet. Morpho pump from Hood. Whoa. Why? Nice. What else? Yeah, it's a DeFi. Here we go. Holy shit. Okay, they have everything. Arcus is DYDX. Realito, never heard of. OX. I don't really know what that is. Li-Fi. 1 inch. Morpho lighter Uniswap. Is Uniswap up? Uni. No. Paxos, Arbitrum, Alchemy, Chain Analysis, Chainlink, Layer 0. No. It's really just Morpho. Well, I guess it's not bad. It's pretty cool that Robinhood is... Let's see what this fellow have to say. Robinhood launches crypto earn product. You're late, Zoomer. Wait. Robinhood launches its crypto earn product and app powered by Morpho. First vault to be curated by Steakhouse. What the fuck does that mean? Curated by Steakhouse. What is that? What the fuck is Steakhouse? What? Steakhouse AVAX? What the fuck is Steakhouse? Maybe not what I'm looking for. They do vaults like Camino. Got it. Okay, well, one more check-in real quick. Hyperliquid just shrugging it off. Doesn't care. Hyperliquid shrugging it off. Lighter retrace, but is retracing the retrace. Bitcoin looks pretty good. Solana looks sick. ETH has no idea what's going on. Morpho looks sick. And Hood is I mean, Hood is having a fucking day. Hood is having a goddamn day. This also, yeah, what is this should take? What is a backpack? It's probably bearish for backpack, right? If anyone trades on this thing. Maybe not. About Coinbase. Huh. Coinbase is up on this. Check Nest. Yeah, Nest. I don't even really know what this is. Coinbase. What about Circle? Everything's bearish Circle. Yeah. Everything's bearish Circle, I would imagine. All right. Well, that's Robinhood. We can come back to it if anything interesting happens. But I do have some intro stuff I want to do. This is the most interesting to me, that hype doesn't really move on this. It nothing. I think it just feels like the equity perps is the biggest opportunity in the world. And I don't know. Short hype play, I think. Clearly not. I just think there's no possible way that the current market cap is big enough for these equity perps. They're all just going to get re-rated. So I think they're all going to get re-rated so high. I really do. I think it's all going to get re-rated like so stupidly high. And so it's hard to like meaningfully sell off, hyperliquid when you feel like hyperliquid is in a 6 spot. It probably is short-term bearish hype. And I also think lighter probably is too cheap. I think both of these things are probably true. But hype doesn't get hurt by this stuff. Yeah, every time somebody is like, oh, we're doing tokenized stocks or equity perps or anything, hyperliquid is just like, I don't give a fuck. It never gives a fuck. Interesting. All right. Well, that's fucking one way to start the stream off. Shout out to Robinhood on that announcement. Okay, where should we go then? I was gonna tell a story to start the stream about why having Twitter motion is great for SMV, but I think I might just skip it. Rasmer really wants me to tell it. I'll tell it really quick. Rasmer really wants me to tell the story. I'll tell it really quick. All right. This is the reason I missed Ansem Coin. I didn't tell this story because I kind of forgot it happened. Because I was technically up. But this is why I missed Ansem Coin. Is me and Rasmer and a couple of our IRL friends went out on Saturday night. You're not aping Hood on Chain Mooners, no. But we'll watch them. Me and Rasmer and some homies went out on Saturday night. And we went to dinner. We were walking around. Went to the bar. And we were, I'm going to just be honest, we were locked in with some mids. Like we were really locked in with some mids at like 10 o'clock. We were locked in with some mids. And we locked in with mids from like 10 o'clock to like 3 a.m. Like I was up when Ansem Coin was happening. I was just fried. And so the whole night, Rasmer is hella I'm mysterious, but Rasmer is hella mysterious. And he's being like a little weird. Like not weird, he's just being like intentionally mysterious. Okay? And these girls he keeps like saying crazy stuff, or these girls like asking him what he does. And the only thing he'll say back is like, I'm an artist. He keeps saying this, I'm an artist, I'm an artist. He would like drop an insult. They'd be like, why would you say that? I'm an artist, I'm an artist, I'm an artist. He keeps saying this, I'm an artist, I'm an artist, I'm an artist. And so it's like 3 a.m. We go to this new spot. The city is like winding down. New York is pretty dead. We sit down at this table and there's a couple of us, and I think he like says some out of pocket shit. Okay. He just like lets it fly. He says something wild. And they were like, what? Like offended. And he's like, I'm an artist. And they're just like looking at each other like, what the fuck? And so Rasmer gets up, goes to the bathroom or whatever. And these girls like look at me and they're like, all right, like for the love of God, please. Like, what is the deal with this kid? What's going on? And I look at them and I'm like, guys, you're not going to like my answer. And they're like, what's your answer? And I'm like, he's an artist. What does that mean? Guys, he's kind of famous. He's kind of famous. No, he's not. I don't believe you. I don't believe he's famous. I can show you, but it's kind of sensitive. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I'm like, all right. And so I pull up my phone. I go open Twitter. I search Rasmer_ETH. I pull it up on like shitty bar Wi-Fi, and I turn it and I slide it across the table. I swear to you, these girls look at each other. They look at the phone. They see 140,000 followers. They look back and oh my God, he's famous. When she came back and once they started talking about him again, the entire energy changed. Like I'm talking like energy completely changed. And so they look at me. There's 3 of us. They look at me and say, wait, what do you do? I'm like, you're not gonna like my answer. No, tell us, what do you do? You're not gonna like my answer. What do you do? I'm an artist. And they're like, are you famous too? And I'm like, threadguy.eth. And I like slide it across. And I look at our third friend and they're like, wait, what do you do? And he's like, oh, like, are you famous too? And he's like, oh, like I'm in like tech sales or whatever. And so we hang out there for like 3 more hours, dude. And I get in an Uber or whatever, and I come home and it's like 6 o'clock in the morning. And I like doze off on the couch or whatever. And I wake up at like 8:30 and I look at my phone and I'm like, did Answer just launch a coin? And we're like, no, like certainly not. That did not happen. No, like no. I'm like, all right, whatever. And I like go back to bed. I wake up at like 2. And then I open Telegram. In the pit chat is like hundreds of messages. Everyone's like, threadguy, like, wake the fuck up. Like, where are you? Like, wake up. And I'm like, bruh. Actually, that is, you get punished. God will punish you for missing these spots, and that's what happened. So the market owes me interest on a payback at some point in the near future. All right, I have another story for you. I'm reading a new book as well. We're gonna get to the market in a little bit, but I have a couple more things I want to say. I'm reading a new book. Okay, I'm reading a new book. I got bored of Nate Silver book. I almost finished it, but he started talking about like these Silicon Valley. I got a little bit bored and I stopped reading it. I read most of it. I called it the greatest book of all time at 100 pages. By 300, I got the gist. New book, The Hour Between Dog and Wolf. And I have 2 things for you. The first is actually interesting, okay? Because there's a study that was done, and it's called the Iowa Gambling Task. You ever heard of this, chat? You ever heard of the Iowa Gambling Task? It's actually relevant to trading. The Iowa Gambling Task. And so the Iowa Gambling Task was this study that was done where they basically gave random participants, 4 decks of cards, okay? And the goal of the experiment was to get like as many points as possible. And so one of the decks was only good. One of the decks was only bad. One of the decks was like really high risk, really high reward coin flips. And then the other deck was like really high risk, really high reward, 25% good, 75% bad. And so you have like really good, really bad in the middle, and then like one that's like leans bad. And the goal is to like get as high as possible. And so they basically just like sat a bunch of people down, and they were just like pulling from decks, and they had to figure out they didn't know what was in the cards, they didn't know what the deal was, they didn't know what was in the deck. And so the point of the study was to figure out whether your subconscious could, like, how quickly you could pattern match and pick up on gut feel, basically. Like how long would it take them to figure out like this is bad, this is good, this is kind of good, this is bad, right? And what they learned in the study, they hooked them up to like all these sensors. They're measuring their heart rate. What they measured in this study and what they found out is before the contestants consciously realized that this was bad and this was good, their body and their heart rate and their blood pressure realized it first. And so after like 10 pulls, they would go to pull a card out of the bad deck, and like their hands would start sweating. And their heart rate would like speed up, and they would get like really hot, and their blood pressure would start rising. And it would happen like 50 pulls before they realized mentally I should stop picking up cards from the bad deck. Like well before they realized like why, where they could justify why they should stop doing it. They start sweating, their heart rate picks up, their blood pressure gets high. And it basically, the result of this study is that this gut feel concept is real and it actually works. And it's not gut feel, but it's more or less your brain's ability to pattern match happens before you can consciously say what you think. It's ball tingle. And you know when they say like it's written in the charts, it is actually written in the charts before you. Narrative follows price. Narrative follows price. Okay? The Iowa gambling task. And so the second tie into this that I just learned is I'm reading this book, okay? It's called The Hour Between Dog and Wolf. I don't get, brother, Mitch, come on. It's 2026. Mitch Coin, give me a break. The Hour Between Dog and Wolf, okay? The Hour Between Dog and Wolf is this concept of ancient Roman gladiators, right? Right before they would go into battle, or an NBA player or a quarterback, right before you go into battle, athletic battle, your body transforms. Your heart rate picks up. Your testosterone literally boosts. Your blood pressure starts dialing. It courses through your veins. And you start to like your body completely transforms and prepares you for battle. Like you have like a physical transformation that happens to you when you're about to go into battle. Your adrenaline starts, your heartbeat, like it's like ready for war, right? It tenses your body up for war. And in like, I don't know, ancient Eastern culture, they refer to that as the hour between dog and wolf. And so the guy that wrote this book is a psychologist, but he used to be a trader on Wall Street. And he was a trader in the dot-com bubble. And he basically studied traders throughout the course of the entire bubble of the dot-com and the crash. And what he found during this process is that while most people think trading is a mental game, right? You have to know your entry, know your exit. It's a mental game. When you're getting ready to enter a trade, or you're thinking about entering a trade, or you're preparing for a Fed meeting, or you're preparing for like a big news event, your body goes through the same transformation as it would if you were about to fight to the death in the Roman Colosseum. It goes through the exact same transformation. Your blood pressure starts coursing, your testosterone boosts, adrenaline starts ripping, all of the blood flows to your brain, outside thoughts are like narrowed. You like super hone in on what's happening, and you have a physical body transformation before you enter a trade. Okay, you have a physical it's like the equivalent as if you were about to fight to the death in the Colosseum. And so what he talks about is, but when you're about to enter a trade, you have this transformation, and then when you bink a trade, you get this like euphoric dopamine release. It's like when like really low stress mixes with cortisol and dopamine, you get like a euphoric release. And so when you go on a string of trades and you hit repeatedly, you actually are a different physical human than you were before you started hitting the trades. So you hit 5 trades in a row, your risk tolerance goes up significantly, your confidence goes up significantly, the way that you think actually changes. Your habits start to change, your sleep starts to change, your testosterone starts to change, like your body evolves. And so the entire book, I haven't read that much, talks about how the dot-com bubble happened through the mental euphoria that happened to the traders, okay? And so when there's this accumulation of everybody hitting big wins, and the whole market's going up, everyone's body is transforming. Their brain chemistry is rewiring to think they're smarter, to think they're better, to take bigger risks, to size higher on less conviction, and to take way bigger swings. And so the reason it was irrational exuberance, was that the term? The reason like the market can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent is because everybody at the same time is getting euphoric and shoving and getting euphoric and shoving and getting euphoric and shoving. Then it makes this like, and it blows up into this massive thing where the entire market has like fat fucking balls. and coursing testosterone, and they're all doing it at the same time and taking extreme risk. And so that inning like 7 through 9 is just like a complete, utter blow off the top that is so irrational and impossible to justify that everyone's T is up like 50%. And so he writes this entire book of how bubbles happen through the perspective of basically your testosterone going up when you enter trades and you bink. It's insane. It's fucking insane. And on the way down, everybody has this almost out-of-body experience because he studied them on the crash, on like the depression that followed the dot-com bubble. Everybody has this out-of-body, almost like depression of holy fuck, what were we thinking? I can't believe I didn't realize how crazy this is. And the reality situation is you didn't realize how crazy it was because you were in it. And the closest comp I have is NFTs in 2021 and AI coins in 2024. And you look back on it and you think to yourself, what the I mean, Bored Ape for $500,000. What the fuck? What the fuck were we doing? But when you're in it, everyone has like a veil over they have like blinders on their head and they have sunglasses on basically, and they're seeing the world through a different lens. And no one realizes how crazy things have gotten because they are hitting win after win after win after win after win all at the same time. It's this, this is what he says. Tom Wolfe nailed this delusional behavior when he described the stars of Wall Street as masters of the universe. And so think about it. Everybody collectively believes they're masters of the universe. Because that's what it is when you're banking trades. You feel like you see the world. You feel like you see the matrix and you see the code. You can see through it. You're banking trade after trade. You're hitting the road. Like I read, this is not shade at all. But I'm actually, I'm not gonna call this out of shade, but I just thought of this tweet immediately. This money printer tweet. Money printer. This to me feels like the epitome of masters of the universe. Look at this tweet. I love this guy and he's been banking. Come on. Called the biggest stock pump in 100 years of Hong Kong market history with thesis. Called the largest QQQ crash of the quarter 2 days. It happened with a thesis. Called the largest memory robotics rotation the day before it happened with thesis. Called the biggest QNX rotation 2 days before it happened with thesis. Called the financially engineered Bitcoin bond wrapper bottom with thesis. Called the exact largest macro oil crash week the day before it happened with thesis. No fundamental can replace being at the right place at the right time. My thesis has always been the same. Until the next great reset, capital markets trade on cross-asset and cross-sectional correlations, relationships more than assets themselves in isolation. Master of the universe. I mean, there's no other way to articulate what that is. And I'm not saying he's wrong. He's right. He binked him. Bink. But imagine a bunch of fun guys all at once that dominate the flows of a market doing that. All of them together doing that. Bink. Everyone thinks they're the masters of the universe. It's like a horse race and they have blinders on. And your brain is different. Like it changes your brain. So you think to yourself, how is it possible that we let a Bored Ape get to $500,000? And it's like, no, how is it not possible we didn't realize it could get that crazy? Obviously, when you hit the 50 trades beforehand and you hit ETH ICO into like DeFi summer into the next, and everyone's up 50,000%, and you're just like, I'm fucking a master of the universe. Of course it happens. How did the dot-com bubble happen? No, brother, of course the dot-com bubble happened. And so it's this, I don't know. It's a crazy way to think about the psychology behind it. It's a crazy way to think about it. And you hit enough trades in a row and your brain will never be the same. Your brain chemistry will never be the same. You held a Bored Ape from $1,000 to $500,000. You will never be the same human again, ever again. It's the same altercation that will allow you to fucking turn around and lose it all. So unbelievable segment. You should think of these things, man. Iowa gambling task in the hour between dog and wolf. You bank enough trades and you feel difference because you are fucking different, man. Anyways, that's segment number 1. I love this shit, dude. I love this shit. Next is I was doing some lore and I saw this tweet and I didn't know what it meant. So it's about Trump, and it reads, you should read one good trade next read. Okay. Chat, y'all like my book reads? I think I have this. I think I have it. No, I don't. God, that was so fucking performative. I just rolled over to the bookshelf. That was so performative. So I read this tweet. Like, seriously, I know we're all happy. Stocks are at all-time highs. But holy shit, to make $1 billion while the literal thing goes down 99% is seriously worse than anything, say, Trevor Milton did, LOL, and he went to jail for it. God bless. I want to run for political office one day. And so he's referring, this guy is rocks, by the way. I'm trying to get him on stream. He just followed me. He's referring to Trump making $1 billion off of World Liberty Fi while the stock, or the coin, God, I'm calling it stocks now, looks like... You get the idea. Looks like this. 99% down. And so I read this and I'm like, okay, I get the Trump. So I got wrapped up in a frozen yogurt talk. The only decor of the photo is its own line, not even Robinhood's crypto expansion, eyeing charts of partnership announcement. So I'm reading this and I'm like, who the fuck is Trevor Milton? I've never heard of Trevor Milton in my life. Never heard of this guy ever. And I was supposed to be preparing for stream. I started Googling Trevor Milton. And so this is the Trump thing. And I found out a story of Trevor Milton, who is the CEO of Nikola, which made electric, hydrogen-powered trucks. And so here's the chart for reference. So this is some sick finance lore. Okay, I love this. I love this shit. Stock chart. They took it off of TradingView. Let me see. Can we find it? No, they didn't. Okay. So this is the stock. It's delisted. This is the stock. Top to bottom, it dumped 99.63%. First stock I ever bought on Robinhood. Chat, do you know what this is? So I looked into this. And this is Nikola. I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. That is, I think it's hydrogen-powered trucks. Yeah. And so, yeah, zero-emission Class 8 hydrogen fuel cell vehicles, FCEVs. And so it got crazy hype around this demo, which later was found out that the truck did not work, and they were basically just like pushed this thing down a hill to produce this commercial. They just like pushed it down a hill. So this is like this infamous video. They push it down a hill to show that it works. Hydrogen powered fuel cell. I mean, this is the video. And I mean, the video has, it's 14K views. And so I started reading about it. And there's this company, this activist short selling company called, it does not look flat. That is down, brother. That's downhill. Come on. That's totally downhill. You rode a bike before? That's totally downhill. And so there's this company called Hindenburg Research. Okay. who publishes this like 100,000 word report as to how Nikola is scamming on September 10th, 2020. Okay. And if you look at the chart, wait, let me go back real quick. September 10th, 2020. Let's see. Yeah, they publish it right here at $1,300 a share. It's currently 18 cents. They published a report about how it's this massive scam and how the cars don't work. How many cars did they replace? How many trucks did Nikola produce? 600. They made 600 trucks. And they went fucking crazy short. And they published it. Look how long this thing is. I mean, this is like 1,000. Look how long this report is. It's like fucking 1,000 words. I guess a lot of those were comments as to why it was fake. And they were completely frauding investors. And they took him to trial. They made like 50 M on the trade. He goes to trial and gets sentenced to 4 years in prison for securities fraud. CEO, 4 years in prison for this. And Trevor Milton lied to investors again and again on social media, on television, on podcasts, and in print. But today's sentence should be warning to startup founders and corporate executives everywhere. Fake it till you make it. It's not an excuse for fraud. And if you mislead your investors, you will pay a stiff price. And so they sent him to 4 years of prison. And you know what? And December 18th, 2024. And you know what they fucking do? You know what the admin does? Guess what? None other than Donald fucking Trump pardons him, brother. Trump comes out and pardons him. Free. Like it never happened. And so he's back. And he's around and he's, I don't know, working on a new startup. This is the guy. Working on a new startup. And he's free. I think he was exonerated. Insane. I don't think he didn't serve a single day. I don't think he served 1 day. Ball up top. And so, yeah. Donald fucking Trump. Anyways, that's all the lore I have for you today. That's my stories. And let us get in to some serious topics. And starting with, bam! Claude 5 Fable is back. It is back. Guys, you think I'm not going to get there? Everyone's spamming it like I'm not going to get there. By the way, if you're on YouTube or Twitter and you would like to chat, twitch.tv/threadguy. Twitch.tv/threadguy. Fable is back. Here's the announcement. Claude Fable 5 will be available again globally tomorrow. Are you high or okay, bro? The fuck does that mean, man? Hype continuing to fall. How bad? Let's check in. The fuck does that mean? 63.4. Yeah, not great. What they do to QCOM had some fuckery announcements today. What's later? Nice. I did see the Alex Karp interview today. We actually have a lot to cover today, but I had to get the trade. I don't know if you guys hate my lore or love my lore, but I had to get the trading stuff out today. I had to. I'm sorry. I had to get it out to start. Claude Fable 5 will be available again globally tomorrow. After a series of productive conversations with the U.S. government, we're redeploying the model with a new set of classifiers to target and block more cybersecurity tasks. I think it's out now, but this is the first announcement. In the near term, some routine tasks like coding and debugging will fall back to Opus 4.8. No coding, no debugging, no bug exploiting. We'll continue to refine these classifiers over the coming weeks to reduce false positives and better distinguish genuine misuse from legitimate requests. We've also begun drafting a consensus framework with Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and other Glasswing partners for assessing the severity of, I'm calling the bottom on Celsius. What the fuck? Of AI jailbreaks and how, I'll give a take on that in a minute, and how AI developers should respond to them. We invite other industry partners and model providers to join us in this effort. Finally, we're scaling up our collaboration with the U.S. government on model testing and safeguards. This will include pre-release access to models and safeguards for evaluation, information sharing on jailbreaks and misuse, and dedicated resources for joint research. Thank you to our users for patience. Cool. So Anthropic announced that Fable is back, and you can use it for everything except the two things you actually want to use it for: to code and debug. And I think it's really unfortunate that the era of the general public having access to bleeding edge of intelligence will never happen again. There was a short 3-year window where the tech and whatever was the bleeding edge, everybody had access to at the same level, regardless of who you were. That will never be the case again, and it's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate for a lot of reasons, mainly because people that need it are not going to have access to it. Mainly because they're going to have a very easy route to force everyone to KYC, to know exactly who everyone is, to have your data, because if you want to use the thing for what you want to use it for, we have to approve you. And mainly because Anthropic, OpenAI, and the leading labs, US government as well, are going to be able to pick their winners. We like your company. Cool. You can use bleeding edge intelligence. We don't like you. You can't use it. Too bad. And so I think it really is going to open this gateway, if not already, for China. We've talked about this a bunch, but this is we kind of were right on this. I mean, we were really right about where this is going. It opens the gateway for China. People are going to love the open source. They're going to need the open source. It's going to be very important, the open source. OX Bill, what's good? But the problem is, U.S. government is probably not going to just like let that happen, right? If you won't let normal people have access to Anthropic, why would you give them access to Chinese models that are open source, equal level intelligence? It's the intelligence that's the problem. And so they're going to fuck around and ban that too. They're going to ban that too. They're going to ban that too. They're going to declare it illegal, export controls, or whatever it is. And it's going to become a problem. VVV, unfortunately, no. Unfortunately, VVV is not going to solve anything here. It's just not. It solves nothing. Apparently the Alex Karp video talks about this open source models, and so let's watch a few minutes of it. Let me find it real quick. I want to, on the topic of Fable, let's watch a couple minutes of Karp.
Palantir expanding its partnership with NVIDIA to build custom AI systems for the U.S. government. That stock shooting up. It's up again this morning, up almost 6% this week. And joining us right now exclusively at the table, Alex Karp, Palantir's co-founder and CEO, and CNBC's Seema Modi, who covers Palantir, joins us. And tell us about the deal with NVIDIA. There's so many things I think we all want to talk about, but let's get to the NVIDIA deal first.
Because I have so much respect for NVIDIA and Jensen Huang, I'm going to try to keep this more adult than I usually do. But the truth is, if you want to know how this came together from my perspective, there are a lot of technical issues. Who controls the models? Who controls the weights? Who controls the value of your business? You know, we're sitting on critical infrastructure across America, Ukraine, Israel. Everyone who uses LLMs on the battlefield runs on top of our ontology. And our clients are just, to say they're unhappy with the Frontier Labs is to say I'm welcome at the Berkeley faculty. It's like there's just a level of discomfort and loss of trust that also made it really, really...
Okay, unpack that. What do you mean by that?
Well, you have, okay, so when you're using large language models, it's like at this point, everyone technical realizes they're like a critical resource. To make them valuable in an enterprise like battlefield context or regulated context or manufacturing, you have to have what's called an application layer. And we have this thing called ontology that now everyone's copying. But de facto, it takes a large language model, it makes it safe and useful and precise. So safe because it doesn't touch your unlearning data, safe because it prevents the large language model from caching your data and replicating your business, safe because it doesn't transfer your IP of how to fight, secret data, top secret data, or in a clinical context. So the general way these things were sold, and again, these people are, Sam and Dario, there's nothing more fun than debating Dario in private. So I'm not throwing shade at them, but something has gone completely wrong. And the basic view among enterprises in this country is I'm going to chillax and waste my time with tokens. I'm going to get no value, and they're going to get my IP. Now
that sounds like shade. Okay, though. And not just shade. It sounds like you're saying these.
No. Sorry. This is reporting. Okay. And this is reporting that I've literally, against my own interest, called. These are like I'm profiting from this, right? So the reality is, you may not like us at my former school.
Jesus.
Harvard or Berkeley, but enterprises in this country trust and love us, especially ones that are involved in critical infrastructure, both public and private. Okay, so I want for those countries, we're coming up to July 4th, I want for us and our friends across the globe to have the very best tech resources. In fact, the whole secret of Palantir is the forward deployed model, the products that have been 5 years ahead. You know, you've been with me for a long time. Everyone said FDEs were services. They said we don't even know what an ontology is. That's the only thing people talk about now. The secret was we delivered the best things for the warfighters. Those warfighters have serious trust issues, but it's not just the war vis-a-vis Frontier Labs. Then you have my enterprises in the private sector who have the same issues. Like, why would they get access to my data if they're going to build my alpha? Why wouldn't I control the weights? And that's where you get this partnership. What aligns me with NVIDIA, and I think is what the technical customers want, which is control over their compute, their models, their data stack, and their alpha. They want to know they own the means of production. It's not being transferred to someone else. They're not interested in some fake deploy co that somehow is deploying tokens that transfers the alpha to a third party. And the jig is up. And so we have to figure out a way, our products are agnostic. We now sell a product to customers that allows you to switch from model to model, and we're completely agnostic. But we need to rebuild trust, and that trust is going to happen where everyone gets to ask and answer basic questions. Who owns the data? Where is it cached? Are the prompts secure? Is this being transferred to you? Are you being okay? If it was so valuable, let's say I can make you $1 billion tomorrow. Wouldn't I say I'll make you $1 billion and I want 30%? Why are they charging for tokens if it's so valuable?
So then, Alex, if the key, from what I'm hearing you say, is a secure, American-born, open-source model, how quickly can your model compete with the frontier AI models in terms of reasoning and agentic AI tasks?
Okay, what I am claiming, obviously slightly true but slightly self-centered, is it's the model plus an application layer plus compute. It is really all three. So in our jargon, it's the value, the reason, okay, just look at our financials. The reason why everyone is chillaxing with bad financials and growth with losing money is the client refuses to pay the true cost. The two places that actually make money, like profit, free cash flow, are our application layer called ontology and compute. Okay, what I am not just claiming, we can take an open model and in the classified or non-classified context, get it to the point of a frontier model. But A, you control the weights. So what is the true cost? Not just what you're paying. The true cost is not just what you make minus what you lose, meaning the value of your business. But we can get the frontier application to be exactly the same as a frontier model without the risk of transferring the alpha of your business to another. By the way, you could do this with a frontier closed model too, but then the clients have to be able to ask and answer very basic questions. Are you keeping the data? Are you going to enter our business? What do you?
And just nobody knows too what they're doing with this data. No one has any idea. No one trusts the labs. Yeah. These corporations care way more about leaking IP to OpenAI and Anthropic than they let on, which is super valid. Oh, Jesus. He's fucking fired up, man. So this is where we're at with Fable and it being back. Is we are going to just have this nerfed, unfortunate version probably forever. And those 2 days where you had unfiltered access to it is just never going to be the same. It's like you can't use it to fucking code. It's crazy. No coding, no nothing with Fable. GM Quant. Thanks for playing that video. I got you. Anyways, that's why did you just show me that? I don't know because they tweeted it, bro. What do you mean? Anthropic tweeted it. Claude tweeted it. I don't know. What's the point of it? To fucking get therapy sessions then? It's pretty disappointing, but it is back. It is back. People wanted it back. It's back. And that is where we are at with Fable. All right. I have a... I will say, by the way, that that's a reasonable... The data leaking is a reasonable bull case for VVV. I will say that. All right. Worst topic of the day, but most important. Humanoid... Actually, let me give you a second. Collect your thoughts. Collect your breath. Humanoid robots, which we have not spent that much time on. I did interview Andrew Kang, Andrew Kang, founder of RoboStrategy, and we have spent a decent amount. I think we're fairly on top of humanoid robots, enough at the very least. I interviewed him a couple weeks ago, month ago, 2 months ago. The humanoid robots thing is getting really good, and it's getting really scary. And so I just saw this product launch that just happened. And do you want to see this or should I skip this section? Because it's going to fucking freak you out. Do you want me? I'll skip it if you really want me to skip it. It's freaky though. Do you want to see it? Okay, you personally asked me for this. Just keep that in mind. Okay, you personally asked me for this. So, okay, I'm gonna read it to you, then I'm gonna just show you the pictures. I was invited to UB Tech's product launch in China yesterday, and the latest humanoid robots genuinely surprised me. These are like a day old, these pictures. They unveiled a new emotional companion series in the U1 Ultra, parentheses, you can customize however you want, is on another level. It looks incredibly lifelike, has simulated body temperature, and the skin texture feels remarkably real. Man, oh man, the world is going to be so wild in the next 5 years or even sooner. They won. I think they won. I really think they won. They won. They won, honestly. I think they won, dude. Big tech and the smartest engineers in the world who work 80-hour weeks to force Zoomers and Gen Alpha into a perpetual goon cave, I think have won. Really, I think they've won. I mean, it was always kind of a joke. At least to me, it was like a dystopian joke that humans would have interrelations with robots. It was like a movie gag. And then as time has gone on, it's been like, oh, these are like kind of realistic. And like, well, these robots can like move pretty well. And like, oh, they can like do some stuff and like get a little weird. And dude, I think that there's basically just going to be a barbell between half of the world that is perpetually offline. They hate the internet. It's a sign of like peasantry and being a mega poor and having a fried brain, and they will never go on devices. They will just refuse. I will not be on the phone. If you want to see me, knock on my door. And then there's going to be the other side that is opts out of real world and opts into the goon cave. And short form video, reels, TikTok, lose their virginity to a robot and never speak in real life sexual discussion ever. Maybe never. And I'm not even super sure it will be the underclass. It's not necessarily the underclass. It might be like a figurative underclass, but it might not be it might not be the mega poor. It might not be mega poors. It might not. There's like a scenario in which they're not mega poors because you're terminally online and you're dialed into the computer. But this is horrifying. This is horrifying. Okay. And so this is even more horrifying. I told you making the robotics look hot might be the bottleneck. That's the bottleneck, is sexy robots. Well, bottleneck no more. Today, UB Tech has now announced its first full-size hyper-realistic humanoid robot girlfriend. Brother, they're selling it as a robot girlfriend. They're not selling it as hot robot or human-like robot. They're selling it as robot girlfriend. For adults only. Adults only. to purchase for only $145,000. Now look, 145K is a lot, but if I were to tell you right now, I could speed run. I could hand you at cost. I could hand you I could find your wife right now. Snap call. I can hand you your wife right now. I could like make the situation where you meet your wife today. How much would you pay for it? Honestly, what would you pay? If you knew there was no guarantee you're going to meet her in the wild randomly, what would you pay? I don't know. I would imagine a lot. If I was like, it's your soulmate, it's your twin flame, your soulmate. It's your twin flame soulmate, and there's a pretty reasonable chance you never meet her. But I can guarantee you'll meet her, and tomorrow, what would you pay? You'd probably give it all, man. I don't know. You'd probably give it all. I think you would give it all. I think you would give it all. I think you give every dollar to your name. You would. And so for adults only to purchase for $145K. The U1 series emphasizes attractive appearance is only available for adults to purchase. It can imitate most human movements and expressions and also has long-term memory. U1 surface uses bionic materials and a gel structure to simulate skin texture, elasticity, and a warm touch. UBTech founder and chairman Zhao Jian said on stage that before going up, he learned that orders had exceeded 11,000 units. Brother, there's been 11,000 purchases of sex robots for $145,000. More than an hour later, it's been updated to 13,361 units. 13,361 purchases in the first day for sex robots for $145,000. And bro, here you go. That one's creepy. That one's creepy. This is it. Look at this. This is the event. Okay, you can obviously see which one's a human and which one's a robot, but look, some of these are humans and some of these are robots. Look at this demo. Like, yeah, you can see. Yeah. I open a place where I rent these out by the hour. Dude.
Go to the
dude. And so, yeah. That was insane that you just typed that. Cyberpunk has become a reality. Chinese robots company UBTech released over 50 bionic robots today featuring male and female versions. Dude, what's the website? What's the website to like? Can I spec one out? What's the max spec? Tech. Do you like design them? Like, how does it work? DNAP, link it. Humanoid. How do you like scope one out? Holy fuck, MU, is it bad? Lighter, oh my god. Oof. It's not that bad. We'll do market close shortly, but I want to oh. Is this right? UB. Wow. 9880 is the ticker. 9880. This is it? It's crazy it's not even up. Oh, okay, I was gonna say 980. Here. It's up 7%. China order only. Yeah, it's barely even up. That's crazy. But they did, I mean, they did like a couple billion in revenue on the release of this thing. And man, it's pretty fucking viral. But they don't have it on the website. I wonder if the spec went out. Humanoid. Here, wait. Humanoid. They have Panda Robot. What's the Panda Robot? Man, what the fuck?
We keep going together with exploration and discovery, communication.
What the fuck is this?
And ambassador.
This substitute teacher ass robot, bro. What the fuck?
Representing China-made leading technology. And send our love to the world.
Someone out there's gonna bang this. What the fuck did we just watch? Do they sell this? Dude, this is slop. I'm sorry. Humanoid. What's the nicest one? The commercial walkers CI. This is crazy. This is insane. Dude, I'm not putting a butler fit on my fucking humanoid robot. This is nuts. Yeah, they don't even sell them directly. You gotta like contact. Wait, let's watch a quick video. Hold on. And then oh, I mean, this is this. This just what just dropped, by the way. Oh, it's so creepy. Oh! Dog, think about what you just typed in the chat.
工业型的机器人对它的了解，但是没想到它今年发布的这人形机器人是更贴近于我们的生活的方面的啊，所以说非常大的冲击，还是非常大的惊喜的。感觉讲话的话，其实说句
，Dude, this is horrific.
真的是，就是比如说跟人的一些共情方面需要更加加强一些些。比如说你跟他讲话的时候，他有可能会迟缓一点啊，怎么样？大概他有时候反应可能需要个几十秒之类的，他可能需要，比如说像我们人类一样
Dude, what? I don't like it at all.
大概他有时候反应可能需要个几十秒之类的，他可能需要，比如说像我们人类一样。
That didn't look right. This does not look right.
我们人类一样，一听他马上就能过个延迟个5秒之内嘛，他起码能反应过来。也希望他们能做到这一点。
First time I tried and I touched the skin, it was a little bit scary because it really feels like a human skin, but without the temperature. Wow, it's amazing, amazing. These new models for home, it's absolutely incredible. I think that's the future. So mainly for people at home, for families or forever, yeah, it's incredible. For sure, I could buy one.
You think your wife will let you have this in the house? That is my wife.
手机即使给了我很多的情绪价值，某种意义上其实我仍然是不够。所以有些人会刷手机越刷，可能越空虚、越寂寞、越无聊。我们讲的情绪的这个交互。
Yeah, this is horrifying. What are the comments saying? I could finally have loving parents. Top comment. All right. Okay. I mean, this is. I was gonna say we have other important stuff to talk to, but this is obviously important. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get up real quick. When I come back, we have a huge market close. And it's an important market close. And I'll be back in just a minute. Guys, these are the topics today. I'm sorry. But I'll be right back. BRB. All right. Dude, that freaked me the fuck out on the robot thing. Man, that is horrifying. That is horrifying. But anyways. All right. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to get into. By the way, I don't know if you know this, but we have one more stream until I'm off for a day. Which is, I know. But let's just get right into it. Let's not waste any time and let us go. 3, 2, 1. Market close! I really want to know the new stock market is officially closed. What did you make money on? What did you lose money on? What are you long? What are you short? What did you sell for cash? What did you sell cash to buy? What do you like? What do you hate? What would you like to enter? What would you like to exit? I need tickers. I'm going to read them out. It's important that you do this so we know where people are at. Excuse me. Long Morpho, long Microsoft and Uber, long Lighter, buying I am research. Made 2K with cards on collector roll. Nice. LRCX, sold everything for Robot GF. Nice. Long Lighter, long MSM, long Lighter. Fuck, should I have bought Lighter? Am I fucking stupid? Ugh, I am. It's hard when shit happens on stream. Not like my brain isn't in the fucking buying place. IBB and Apple till death, pumping Lighter. Thread, look at Axon. Someone chat called it after the next one. The finals, check it out. Okay. Knife catch and Emmy didn't work out. In pump and praying. Ugh. Copy trade Jez and chill. Long Gooners. Closed metal long, just long MU. Looking to enter Lighter. World. What else? in pump and praying is horrifying. Imagine market open streams. I know they're going to be lit. Why buying pump? Because they don't value happiness. Pump and pray, the big 2-6. I was long Apple. What else? I'm long perps, decentralized AI, robots, and healthcare. Those don't sound like tickers. Those do not sound like tickers. Bought SpaceX dip, still short flow, and looking for a pump into NQ inclusion. 50x long on Nebius closed at 10%. 50x for 10%. That's like a penny move. Ansem and hype. Long UB tech, nice. Ansem short. On what platform? Maxi? Where are you short? Long Elf, Celsius, and Ping. All right, let's give it a look. 3, 2, 1, and the SPX comes in down 0.22%, $7,483. The SPY's in at 745.82, down 0.11%. The Q's down 1.5. The SOX, that's down 6.4. The IBB is flat, down 0.1. The Kospi was down 2 last session. The Nasdaq 100 is down 1.5. The Dow was flat. DRAM is down 10.82%. That lighter wick where I have FOMO and I don't know what to do. I have FOMO. The mags are up 2.5, but it's mostly meta. And the IGV, the worst coin of all time, is up 3 full percentage points. Crypto. Ooh. Crypto. First and foremost, Bitcoin is up 2.3%. I am starting to feel a lot of sharps flip sentiment in long Bitcoin. I think Base 16Z is long based off of his tweets, which is usually pretty good sentiment. Like, check this out, a brand new short thesis on this asset chart, undiscovered by the market, Sailor Quantum AI bubble, relative laggard, opportunity cost, Satoshi, excited, look into it. And then he's posting a couple long, like, bits. I don't know. I can't do it. I just can't. I don't know what would make me do it, what would convince me to do it, but relief rallies are on the cards, but I don't know. It's hard for me to, like, get it bullish about a 5% relief rally. You know, it really is. But regardless, that's Bitcoin 59.8, Hyperliquid 63. I thought, oh my god. I can't trade on stream. It's so hard. It's so hard for me to trade on stream. I can't focus. Oh, how's it daily? Oh, my lord. Oh. Hyperliquid 63 even. 63 even on Hyperliquid right now, which is not bad. I think Hype looks great. I don't know. I think Hype looks great. The lighter thing doesn't help, but I think this is one of the situations where it isn't 1v1. I think Hyperliquid looks great. ETH has no idea there's good news in crypto. Solana, believe it or not, is up 4.5% today. Is anyone long or short Sol with conviction? I'm very curious if you have a Sol position. I can't get myself to do it, but I will say that I have a little segment today about, what do you mean it retraced? I have a little segment today about Solana, and it is pretty impressive, the metrics right now. I will say, like, new on-chain activity it's significant. It is definitely significant. I don't know if it's significant enough for me to long, but it's significant. It is. It objectively is. Gold wanted to have a good day, but it was kind of unable to do it. It's up 0.69. Silver up 1%, and then Copper Bros are just down bad. I mean, Copper Bros are just really, really, really not doing anything meaningful. And the lower it goes, this might sound retarded, but the lower it goes, the worse the chart pattern does look. All right, moving on. Oil, $68 crude. It is officially the lowest oil has been since the gap makes it a little bit bizarre. You could be cheeky and you could say August 25, but really this break in February 26, down 2%. Thought copper was your baby. Yeah, but it looks terrible. Brent oil is also down 2.4%, $71, lowest it's been in months. It looks terrible. It really looks terrible, which is nice. Palantir's up 7.5% today. It's about to reclaim the Trump line, which I think it's a significant line. It kind of is a decent proxy for how people feel about Trump admin right now, and Palantir going up is good for that. All right, big tech, semis, everything in between. First and foremost, Meta had its best day in a long time. Meta was up 8 whole percentage points today on Meta. Let's do a little sidetrack and let's talk about it for a second. So here's Meta. They came out and they announced that they are building a cloud business to sell excess AI compute per Bloomberg. This isn't actually the one that I want to read. I want to read here. Despite the complexities, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg has signaled to investors he's open to selling excess. He's open to selling excess compute or even a so-called API service where customers would pay for AI usage. A business that's usually measured in tokens or the amount of data used and generated for customer query. It's definitely on the table. Almost every week, there are different companies that come to us from the outside asking us both to stand up an API service or asking if we have compute that they could buy at some premium to what we've bought it at. We haven't done that yet because we think we have a use for the compute. But obviously, if we got to a point where we feel that we have overbuilt, then there's an option that we have. And that's partially because of the confidence in investing in this build out. Amid a fast-moving AI race, Zuckerberg has repeatedly suggested that he believes the industry is constrained when it comes to computing capacity and that Meta should amass as much as possible and determine its use later. Okay. So they basically announced that they are open to selling compute and competing with the neoclouds. This was the best day ever for the trad value fundamental stock bros. They rejoiced across the country. I could hear it. I could hear them scream this morning. The reason there's no info in the pit was it was a little early. It happened at like 8:30. I was awake, but I wasn't on my computer yet. And I don't know, I missed it. I traded it for like a second long, and then I was like, yeah, whatever. It's an interesting one. Like, market obviously loved it. I was kind of shocked when I read the headline versus the actual announcement being, I'm still on Shaw's, yeah. The actual announcement being they're considering it. I guess now they have no choice. The market liked it so much. But it is a hammer to the other neoclouds like Nebius of the world, CoreWeave of the world, because if Meta was to go from a massive purchaser, like client of buying compute and stop buying and start selling, it's like you miss a wide open 3 and give up a dunk. It's a 5-point swing, right? That's a big swing for some of these neoclouds. And I mean, look, they're down a lot today. Like Nebius was down 17%. CoreWeave was down 14%. Shaw's, which is our new one, I guess, was down 6. Another 1% after hours. And it's funny, like the big neoclouds were down more than the little ones. But yeah, I don't know. Like I had a long convo with Tulip King this morning about Meta, where they're kind of in a weird spot, you know? Like, their core business rocks, and they fucking print money, and they're worth $1.5 trillion. But to get to 5 trillion, 4 trillion, to compete with top 3 companies in the world, they need something else. And Zuck has gone after the metaverse stuff. That hasn't gone well. He's gone after the AR, VR. It's like done fine. He thought metaverse was going to be huge for COVID. That was obviously a miss. And they went after open source AI. They kind of gave up. I don't know if you could call it a failure, but they're in this weird spot where they have all of this fucking compute. They don't really know what to do with it. They are historically incredible at acquisitions, Instagram and WhatsApp, but their AI acquisition of Scale and Alexander Wang was not a smash success, at least yet. And so maybe there's this idea that they can recoup tons of their CapEx spend because they have all this compute and it's really valuable and they can sell it, lend it out, whatever. And then it makes Meta's fundamentals on top of their already existing business look great. But yeah, they're in a tough spot. Another thought from this that I hadn't really considered is that, okay, yeah, it's Tulip King actually showed me this, the bitter lesson. I'm going to read this. The bitter lesson. It's this famous piece by Rich Sutton written in 2019. I'm just going to read the first line because it gets referenced a lot by Dylan Patel and a lot of these AI guys. The biggest lesson that can be read from 70 years of AI research is that general methods that leverage computation are ultimately the most effective and by a large margin. And the thesis, I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to read the one sentence, is the idea that whoever has the most compute wins. And that was true for a while. Whoever has the most compute wins. Clearly, that's no longer true because SpaceX and Elon have infinite compute and they can't build a competent model. Grok sucks. They're renting out the compute to other companies. And then you have Meta, who has more compute than anyone. And they tried to build Llama, and Llama sucks, and they don't know what to do with it. And now they're also going to start renting out compute. And this article, the bitter lesson that has been true for 7 years, is maybe no longer true because an Anthropic or an OpenAI has come on the scene and shown, like, yeah, a lot of model tuning is just taste and like being good at this. And if it was just compute, Grok should be better than Anthropic, but it's then Fable or Mythos or Opus, but it's not. And so there's a deep skill in there. It's a pretty interesting article. I can, Eric, if you want to read it, I'll send it to you. But the first sentence is basically the article. Pretty wild read. It's good. It's good lore as well. Good to have. So that's Meta. Salesforce up 4, Netflix up 4, and they had a cool announcement yesterday. Netflix, Willie, I think Tom Brady sent this. Are you into Mitch? Come on, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, Gene Wilder's voice resurrected by AI for Netflix Willy Wonka competition series. Late actor's wife gives blessing. Pretty cool announcement, actually. I don't know if that's why it was up, but Netflix up 4% today. Microsoft was up 3. Adobe, that is up 3. Snowflake was up a couple. IBM, men. This is turning out to be a good trade for me, a really good trade for me. If I didn't do all these dumb shit board trades, I would never miss, but I don't, and I do. But this has been trading really well. It wicked 194. Crazy Your PC has no issues with non-HTTPS. I don't know what that means. It wicked 194 and is trading at 286. It was up 2% today. Apple's up 1.7. Google's up 1.3. BlackBerry was up 1.2. It made an all-time high. Tesla has something's going on with Tesla, right? Like someone knows something, or I don't know what exactly, but it's up 15% in 3 days. Yeah, I'm still in IBM from the Trump shout. It's up 3%, 15% in 3 days, and the weekly on Tesla is in. Yeah, I mean, look, this is pretty beautiful. The chart that Tesla's painting. So that was up 1.2, and then Cerebras was flat on the day. Now the downside is really ugly. The worst loser today is SanDisk, down 11%. Kind of a gnarly little thing we're putting in here. I mean, it's been up only forever. So SanDisk's down 11%. Micron is also down 11%. And the noise is getting, noise is getting loud. It's down 11%. It's down 11%. Apple is trying to buy memory from China. It's maybe going to get approved. CXMT, they're going to IPO soon. There's a lot of competition in this space. Micro's down 11%, another 0.5% after hours. Intel is down 10. Marvell down 9. SpaceX was down 7. Man, it's a pretty disgusting chart, actually, because I thought the breakout looked good, and it just got omega cucked. Omega cucked. Yeah, Cordy is long on this. I know he is. Cordy's mega long. What is this? You can tell we call the hands are on these AI names. Every day it's plus minus 8% every name because everyone on the edge is on the edge of when this bubble is going to burst. Yeah, I agree. I mean, every day forever is going to be plus minus 1% on the indexes. Just feels like. ASML down 7. AMD down 6. Shaw's is down 7. I'm still in it, but I don't know. We'll see. It's one of those names like I bought it with no regard for any fundamentals, and I'm just kind of waiting for Leopold Motion. He owns 20% like at $1 billion, $1.3 billion. So I'm down to sit in it for a week or so, but if it goes under like 70s or it just doesn't move, I might time rug it. But for now, I'm in it down, I don't know, 10%, something like this, a little less. Bloom was down 4. All the space names are down 3, 4. Broadcom down 3. QCOM had a really weird day. Like I lost some money on this, trading this I'm in spot, yeah, trading this to the long side. And then I shorted it, but I closed it. I would have made some money. They had this announcement that came out today with SpaceX saying that SpaceX reportedly showed investors an early prototype of handset-like AI device. The device is said to be slimmer than an iPhone, run on a proprietary OS, integrate XAI technology, and use Qualcomm chips. SpaceX told investors the project is still in early stage. The design could change. It's unclear whether the device will ever be produced. So this announcement comes out. Qualcomm barely pumps. I mean, I was kind of confused. It felt like a big announcement to me. Pumped 4 or 5%. And then in like 30 minutes later, Elon comes out and says, no way. Utterly false. And they deleted the post. And then it dumped back and went lower than where it started. But how do you, this isn't like a rumor leaked. This is like intricate details. Slimmer than an iPhone, run on a proprietary OS, integrate XAI, and use, this is like integral details of the product. How do you fuck this up? I don't get it. It's just like some scam. I don't get it. How do you mess that up? That's like a, yeah, you have like deep ball knowledge on the product. It's just like fake scam. I don't know. Brutal. So Rocklove down 1.5, Nvidia down 1.2, and a robo strategy was flat on the day, but I must admit it's printing a nice little chart here. Then we go across the road to where's later? Some of our consumer names. Reddit, Monster Day. It's almost like data is valuable. Reddit's up 14%. Shout out to Amit. Gotta give the brother props. Since his entry, it's up 37% on Reddit. Coinbase, second biggest gainer, up 9%. Would you believe it? Hims also up 9%. And man, I think Hims looks really good. It does. It looks really, really, really good on Hims. Robinhood's up 8.5%. Also looks really good. Wendy's up 7.5%. Shocking. This one is shocking to me. I mean, it was a Reddit momentum stock, and it is holding on. I mean, it's fucking damn, my fucking back hurts. Is holding on Reddit. Figma, worst stock ever, is up 7%. MicroStrategy's up 7%. IBKR up 7%. Snapchat up 7. Shopify up 7. Nike up 5. IGV's up 3. Biggest losers. Nebius down 17. CoreWeave down 15. Caterpillar, which Michael Burry is short, is down 7. Butterfly, the Midjourney chip maker, is still up significantly from where they announced they're working with Midjourney, but it's down 6. Iren down 5. Enhanced Games down 5. Eli Lilly down 1. eBay flat. StubHub flat. AMC from the depths has a good little day. Up 1.5. Still under $2. I sold already. I'm out of that fucking cursed ass stock, but it is what it is. All right, cryptocurrency with some motion. Monad, how about it? Up 14%. Lighter up 10. VVV up 10. Grass up 10. Jupiter up 10. Zcash. Where's Pump Fun? Where's the little Pump Fun? Up 2% on the day. Let's check in on Dex Screener. Ansem, ticker Black Bull, is $134 million market cap. Does anyone hold this coin? What do we think? Top? No, I don't have any. We'll see. But it looks decent. Quick check-in on our favorite traders on Hyperdash. Loracle is any new positions? Long Sol, long Hype, long Near, Plasma. Ugh. God, not great. What about Garrett Bullish? Down 20 mil in the Bitcoin long. My God. And up 100K as you got, dude, $20 million minus UPL. What do you even do? Honestly, what do you do? Well, I don't even know what I would do. Minus 20 mil UPL. Oh, God, this is so horrid. Make love to your robot GF. Yeah, I mean, that is like so terrifying. Where is Hyperliquid? Well, they're really selling hype. Do I later, I suppose? Funding negative. Let's see. It's probably negative. They're really selling this thing. I would imagine it's perps driven. But I could be wrong. Now, funding's plus 10% still. Yeah, they're going to put this thing under $62. I'm going to be out of my hype position, but that's okay. That is okay. It was just a little stab to see what happens. But that is where I guess let's check this Robinhood coin. They ripped it. Let's check cards. 58. Neat. 22. TJR coin. Not great over there. All right. A couple things to check in on. First and foremost is new IPO, Lime. Lime Scooters IPO today. You ever heard of it? You know what a Lime scooter is, chat? Let's go like 15 minutes. Lime Scooters IPO'd. And I don't really know why. So Bird Scooters IPO'd. I didn't know this. Reminds me of the good old days back in November of 21 when Bird, the other scooter rental company, went public via SPAC at a $2.3 billion valuation. 12 months later, Birds was down 97% to a $70 million market cap. In December of 2023, they filed for bankruptcy. Tough business model. It's glory days. Look at this. David Sachs. It's fun to be on the floor of New York Stock Exchange to ring the bell for Bird, now trading under the ticker BRDS. And so if you check in on BRDS, it doesn't even exist anymore. Delisted. It's gone. Riding a scooter is like banging a big girl. It's fun until your friends find out. You know, I actually love the Lime scooters. I do. I love a Lime scooter, but I think it's a terrible business model because they can only be placed in a couple cities. The cities hate them, absolutely despise them. They're a complete nuisance. You don't want them on the sidewalks. They're supposed to ride in the streets. They're not fast enough to ride in the streets. People get hit by cars. They get run over. They leave them in the street. They get destroyed. People throw them. They chuck them. They don't charge. They break. I just like don't think it's a great business model. And at the end of the day, I've almost died on a couple. I won't ride them anymore. I haven't almost died, but you know, I've had some close calls. And they're not allowed in New York City. How are you going to have a city transportation product that's not allowed in New York? How is that going to be successful? I almost killed 2 college kids riding Lime scooters going the wrong way at 2 a.m. How would that be successful? Check flood retweet. How did you do that little retweet thing? All right, wait, let's take a look. There's a couple IPO things. There's nothing. So yeah, the more popular they get, the more people hate them. And it also like competes with the subway, right? The New York, how much money does New York City make from the subway? I wonder actually. How much does New York City make from the subway? I didn't even consider this. New York City makes 2.7 to 2.8 billion annually in direct fare box revenue, which covers less than 30% of its operating costs. Oh my God. But anything that puts this in jeopardy, I think they got to get rid of. Why would you let scooters happen when you need the fucking subway? You need the subway. What is Joby? What? Wait, what?
Longer. Joby is ramping up production to make its air taxi as easy to hail. Not for much longer. Joby is ramping up production to make its air taxi as easy to hail as an Uber and almost as easy to fly.
That's unbelievable. I did it. I didn't crash.
And it could be picking you up as early as 2025. It's got a range of 100 miles designed for short hop flights. This is one of Joby's flight test vehicles. It has 1 pilot, seats up to 4 passengers, and has room for luggage.
We wanted you to be able to walk up to it and feel like it was almost a more traditional car and be able to hop into the doors, shut in, feel like this is going to be a very normal trip for you.
But before you take to the skies, you probably want to know how it all works and how safe it is. Joby invited us to see inside the Marina manufacturing facility where it conducts test flights and builds the aircraft.
Every composite part at Joby starts as...
I will never get in a helicopter for as long as I live. Joby Aviation. What the fuck? It's worth $8 billion. Wow. I've never heard of this. Has anyone ever ridden one of these before? Is it real? Or is it live? No, it's not live yet. Wow, 2026. It's coming out. Insane. Wow. Okay, so Lime IPO'd today. C4 Energy is about to IPO. Chat, you ever take one of these before a fucking sports game and feel like you're about to pop your head off? Because I have. C4 Energy owner Nutribullet has picked JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and Bank of America to lead US IPO that could raise up to $1 billion. Nutribullet owns C4, Extend Cellular, and a stake in Bloom Nutrition. Keurig Dr. Pepper bought 30% of the company in 2022 at a $2.88 billion valuation. I just think energy drinks is one of the most competitive fields in the world, and C4 is just cringe. I think C4 is cringe. C4 is very like high school football coded. Like you're a high school football program, you like slam C4 before a big game. C4 is not an actual product that like serious people take. Sorry. It's like, yeah, it's like a gas station dick pill is what C4 is. No one serious is ripping C4. I'm sorry. No big lifters ripping it. No one is doing it. I'm sorry. It's like a gas station rhino pill. It's not doing it for me at all. So that's a big fade. I saw some crazy market stats that I think are relevant to the discussion of what do you think of powder energy drinks like at home? I used to take caffeine pills. Before basketball games. It's kind of like an Adderall, but it doesn't ruin your life. It's a decent product. I don't really do powder though. I don't know what I used to do creatine. I did creatine, but the caffeine pills will fucking. I'd always wonder why I was so amped up before basketball games. I was taking 200 milligrams of caffeine straight to the dome, bro, in it as a tablet. Like, what are we doing here, guys? What are we doing here? So I had to stop doing that. But on the topic of why does the market move 6% every day, no one has any conviction. 200 milligrams isn't a lot. No, but in tablet form, it will fucking get to you, man. I saw this and it was hard to believe. Half of Citadel's retail options volume now trades in 0 DTE contracts, up from 30% in 2025 and 13% in 2021. 5x of retail option flow has turned into 0 DTE options. You remember when I gave this take and I said that 2016 was like the industrial revolution for degeneracy? I'm going to play the clip actually because it's one of my favorite clips. I think it's starting to play out. Wait, let me see. Revolution for degenerate. DNAP, can you link it? You just sent it to me. Thank you. '16 era of high schoolers started this new wave, or really perpetrated this new wave of pure degeneracy. Like weed pens, Juuls. It's the Zen era. It's the vape era. It's the online casino era. It's the pump fund era. It's the crypto era. It's the Robinhood era. It's the ZERP era. It's the COVID era. It's the stimulus check era. It's the NFTs era. It's the sneaker hypebeast era. It's like the prime 2K era. It's the prime GTA Online role-playing era. It's the Pokemon card era. It's the Andrew Tate era. It's the online college era. It's the dropout of college era. It's the Klarna buy now, pay later era. It's the Uber Eats and food delivery era. It's the WeWork era. It's the Snapchat era. It's the Twitch era. It's the TikTok era. It's the online hustle era. And that is the cohort that is like 18 to, SoundCloud era. It's OnlyFans era, Twitter era, making money on the internet era, and it's the threadguy era. And that is the cohort that's like gooning as a whole, like prime gooning era. Did I just call it the threadguy era? That is the cohort right now that is like 18 to 26, if you will. I think it's like 18 to 26 right now. And that is the era that is coming into money, power, status, influence, financial power, CEOs. This is the era that's coming in charge, okay? This is the era that is like coming in charge of the world right now. And if you understand that 2016 was the Industrial Revolution for degeneracy, you understand why markets are starting to trade the way that they are. You got to consider all the factors. You got to consider who is in charge and who's making the decisions. And when you understand that, it all makes sense. To me, it all makes sense. You get it. It all started with the first time somebody handed me a mint jewel pod, and then everything else is just downstream of that. Society right now is just downstream of the first time I ever held a mint jewel pod. That was funny. That was really funny. But I found some data on it. I found data to support my claim. 50% of retail options flow is 0-day expiration contracts. Dude, when I first traded, I remember when I traded a 0-day option for the first time, and it was like wizard sorcery. What the fuck is this? It was insane. I've never seen something move. I've never seen $100 move like that, ever. And in July, in 2021, think about this. 2021 was stimmy season. Everybody was just degenerate trading with free money, and it was only 13% of options flow was 0DTE during stimmy season. In 2026, it's 50%. No free money. It's 5x higher without free money. That is horrifying. But it's inspiring if you understand it. If we understand it, that every day is just going to be plus or minus 5% on every stock, then we're going to get familiar with it, and we're going to play it the right way. It's the cryptoification of the world. It's the cryptoification of the world. Here's another one. Is SITSEC on retail equity trading. Noting retail has become a structural bid and that the buy the dip behavior has reached a new extreme. Pickles Twitch, thanks for the gifted. May and June shattered the previous monthly activity records, with the average daily retail cash equity volumes running 65% of 2025 levels and more than double the 2024 average. 9 of the 10 most active trading days ever observed on our platform occurred within the past 2 months. 9 of the 10 most active trading days ever occurred in the past 2 months. Retail investors are deploying capital at a record pace. June's on track to become the strongest month in our history, with daily purchases running nearly 4 times last year's average. June 12th marked the single largest day of retail net buying ever observed on our platform. I don't even know. What the fuck was June 12th? What happened on June 12th? I don't even know. What the fuck was June? It's like a random day, right? What was June 12th? It was like this day. Oh, it was SpaceX. Got it. Flaws the data a little bit then. Retail investors purchased nearly 3.5 the average daily amount on SPX down days during the first half of 2026. The strongest buy the dip behavior in our data set. Even on SPX rallies, they continue to buy nearly 1.5x the daily average. SpaceX was the 4th biggest day in history for Fidelity. Most active stock trading day ever for. August 24th, 2015. What the fuck? What is that? What happened on August 24th, 2015? This day right here. Brexit. I don't get it. Oh, okay. UK's withdrawal from the European Union. It formally occurred on January 31st, 2020. Was that a dip? January 31st, 2020? It's like COVID though. Yeah, it did dip actually a lot. It's a pretty fucking red day. Was that the beginning of the end for the EU? I mean, not really. Minus 2%. It's like whatever. Was that the beginning of the end for the EU? I guess. I suppose it was, right? Beginning of the end for the EU. All right. Well, we have some crypto news that I think is important. First and foremost, daily graduates on Pump Fun. Look, I've been pretty anti meme coin, Solana, all of it, but I must admit this is a fairly significant chart to me. It is. This is a big number, like really big number on daily graduates. It's up. I mean, it's the most it's like double the peak from the last 3-4 months. And people are trading on chain again. Now, I'm not, and a lot of people I know are not. What is it compared to 2024? Nowhere close. But there are people that are trading on chain. The other thing that's interesting is record month on all metrics for Collector Crypt. 11.7 million monthly gross profit. Top 10 highest revenue in all crypto. 40 million tokenized assets. Secondary market actively increasing. Look at these metrics. Net revenue for Collector Crypt. Up only. Gross revenue up only. Gross profit up only. Volume up only. This is Gotcha Mindshare. Collector Crypt, ATH, and Mindshare. Volume as well, up only. For some reason, this coin just cannot find a way to pump. I mean, it looks good, but I don't get it. Founders of the token's useless is probably not particularly helpful, but metrics look insane. This is the biggest single problem, I believe, with crypto, though. Okay. Also, there's this. Yeah. Solana's transaction activities at all-time highs across every major time frame, with daily, weekly, and monthly transaction counts all reaching record levels. How is that possible? How is it more than January 25? I don't know, but insane. More than Trump. This is Trump? No, Trump is like this. All-time high transaction activity on Solana, which is nuts. And so you're starting to see these metrics like look pretty good. But I really believe the biggest problem with crypto still is what the fuck does the token do? And so VVV announced a raise today. $65 million Series A led by Dragonfly, valuing equity of Venice at $1 billion. Okay. The problem is, what does it value the token at? Is System Research Sol Easy Long? I like Sol, but what does it value the token at? Largely unclear. And, you know, he came out and he said, equity holders have legal protections. Token holders have trust me, bro, will keep buying and burning. Equity holders hold the majority of tokens, and the token is the largest asset on the balance sheet. Their incentives in our case are aligned. I think it's a difficult argument to make. The best use of revenue streams whatever brings shareholders the most value. This was true before the raise and it's true after. So why would Venice buy and burn the token post raise? Same reason it chose to start doing so before the raise, because Venice holds more of it than anyone else. We're not burning to be altruistic. The problem is that you can say, oh, but we own, or oh, but what if, or oh, but the equity's not the token. It's a different product. It's its own product. And I do not know how you can long-term invest in these things. Token, I recommend not falling for this. Token equity splits are fundamentally flawed. I fully agree. Equity holders with a bunch of the token does not align incentives. We've seen this before. It's just an excuse to get liquid and sell. And I think he retweeted this thing that I want to read. Yes. Thank you. Mippo's a really smart guy. I want to hear the take. Let me fix my headphones real quick and let's listen to it. Also, here's the VVV token for reference. Damn, I fucked up my chart with the there we go. Here's the token for reference. Had a sick candle, 20% move. It's now like 10. Hey, I want to watch this take. I haven't heard it yet. Hold on. Thank you.
Hey, everyone.
He has beautiful eyes.
We've got to stop doing token equity splits. We've just got it. It's 2026. We have hundreds of thousands of data points to support this. Nothing on a 5-year time horizon is up. Most of the stuff is down 90, 95%. Even the best tokens that have an equity structure that have been around for a long time have hundreds of millions in revenue. They're flat. They're flat. And the reason that they're flat is because there's this imbalance. Everything about the token, from the airdrop to what you need to do to incentivize distribution partners at sexes or custodians or whatever, it's all sell pressure. And if you don't have the buy pressure of investors buying the token to offset it, it doesn't work and it's down only. This is the definition of insanity. We have run this experiment not 10 times, not 100 times.
We've run this experiment 1,000 times.
Hundreds of thousands of times. I don't know what else we're looking for here. It doesn't work. Any project, no matter how good it is, there's no project that's so good that it can overcome this misalignment of incentives. It is impossible to work. It doesn't work. We need to put the nail in the coffin. This thing is done. And we're at a moment in time. You know, the future is not written here. Do we want to keep doing this? Is this fun for people? Do we want to keep running up these projects, you know, for 6 months and then watch it go down 95%? This is not the future isn't written in stone. We can change this, but it means people have to change. We have to update our mental models for the times. And I know it sucks. It's an inconvenient truth. I don't really want it to be true, but I don't see how you could look at this and come to any other conclusion that this is a fundamentally broken structure and we gotta change it. We have to change it.
So if you don't understand what's being explained here, there is basically two different entities and products. Okay, there is a Beard Lance. Thanks for the gifted. Thank you for the 5. Thank you. That's awesome. Thank you so much. If you don't understand what's happening here, this is basically how crypto tokens work. Is there is a token, a product that trades on, you know, Sol or ETH or whatever, that maybe has some utility, maybe it doesn't, and then there's a holding company that owns equity. Okay. And the token is a subset, is a sub-product of the equity company, but they're not one of the same and they're fundamentally different. And so what happens basically every time for the last 10 years, I don't know, as long as altcoins have been a thing, is company will become successful. They will raise money in exchange for company equity that has nothing to do with the token, and the company will become wildly successful while the crypto token bleeds to zero and has no demand, no buy pressure, no anything. This has happened a million times. A very frustrating example of this is like, okay, there was this what did Coinbase buy? The trading platform. What's the trading platform that Coinbase bought? Come on. It was like social trading before FOMO. It was no, not Echo. Tensor, Vector. Okay, Vector was a trading app. It's like Moonshot, FOMO, Phantom. It wasn't really a wallet. Yeah, sure, it was a wallet. It was a trading platform. And Vector has a token, or Tensor owns Vector, whatever. Vector is a token. It's down only. Vector, the company, is very successful, or successful enough where the equity has value. Coinbase comes in and says, we're going to buy your company and acquihire for $40 million. They buy Vector for $40 million. The token goes to zero. It has no value. It has no attachment to the equity. Sure, the company has some token on their balance sheet, fine. And in theory, they're incentivized to see it go up, but that's not how it works. They take the deal, they fuck off, token goes to zero. If you were an investor in what you thought was the company, but was actually just the token, you were objectively correct because you bid a company that got acquired by the biggest exchange in crypto and you lost 99%. Another example of this is Pump Fund has done it twice. Is it Pump Fund's fault? I don't know. It's not Pump Fund's fault. It's somebody's fault, right? Pump Fund did this with KOL Scan and with Padre. Padre was a trading terminal similar to Axiom. Or, God, I'm like so... what was the first one? I'm like so out of it trading. What was the one that we all used to use before Axiom? Was somebody say it just for fun, please. Photon. Thank you. Jeez, man. Regulator. I've done like $100 million on Photon volume. I forgot the fucking name. Thank you. And so Padre was a trading terminal. It had a token. Token was like a couple $1 million. Padre's equity value was like $10 million. Pump Fund buys Padre. They rebrand it to terminal. Token just goes to zero. KOL Scan, another one, gets bought by Pump Fund. Token rips. Everyone's like, yeah, we're buying KOL Scan. Why would you buy KOL Scan token? It makes no sense because it's fundamentally not attached. They never do anything with it again. Token goes to zero. And so this is the problem, the core problem with altcoins. And you could say, oh, Genius Act this. Look, Clarity Act this. Fine. But we've been doing this forever. We've been doing this, and we keep doing it. And there is one example of it working, okay? And it's Hyperliquid. And Hyperliquid said, equity is the token. If you want to invest in Hyperliquid, buy the fucking token. We have no investors. We're not selling you equity. If you want to invest in Hyperliquid, buy the token. Buy the token if you want to invest in Hyperliquid. Buy the fucking token, okay? That's how you invest in Hyperliquid. And what does Hyperliquid chart look like? Well, let's take a look. The Hyperliquid token. Here it is. Here it fucking is. Here it is. That's Hyperliquid. It's the only one that's worked. Every other successful product, Uniswap, one of the most successful crypto products ever. Down only. Pump Fund, one of the most successful crypto products ever. Aave, one of the most successful, revolutionary crypto products ever. Athena, one of the more successful products ever. All of them look like this. And so as it relates to VVV, it's like, I don't know, can you blame Eric Voorhees for raising $65 million at $1 billion valuation for the holding company of VVV? No, I don't blame him. But then can you say that retail is retarded? Sorry. Bad. Can you say that retail is dumb for buying VVV? It's like, feels like a cop-out. Blame the traders? Cool. You have nothing to trade. So then why are you in crypto? How could you convince anyone to be in crypto? If it's your fault for buying token, how could you blame anyone for being in crypto? For not being in crypto? It's like, what are you supposed to do? What are they supposed to do? So it's a problem with cards. It's a problem with this is like the biggest problem with these tokens is like, if this could be cleared up, I think you would see a lot of these coins print crazy charts, but it's not cleared up. And it is kind of frustrating. It's kind of frustrating, brother. So, I don't know. That's my thought on crypto stuff. And yeah, I don't know. I just like maybe Clarity fixes it, you know? Maybe it does. But we don't have this problem in the fucking stock market. And I think that's why people feel better. Because it's like, even on the case of Pump, it's like, I don't know. That's my take. That's my fucking take on it. That's where I'm at. Kevin Warsh spoke today as well. We can watch a quick minute of it. They really tried to bear cuck him, and he wouldn't do it.
Take risks seriously. And that's part of the reason why each of us, I think, at the core have sort of a reform.
It's so quiet, I can't make it louder. So I do want to watch it, though, real quick.
Hard on this. What can we be doing in the conduct of monetary policy? How should we be revisiting fundamental reforms to supervision and regulation? How should we think about the payment systems that connect us all? So this conference is principally about monetary policy. I must admit, my first 4 weeks at the Fed, my attention's been focused on monetary policy. But our governments have tended to give us larger jobs than that. We take it all very seriously. I'm not prepared to sort of make a broad comment denoting risks that are available in the system. But I will say this. This is the biggest time of consequence to each of our economies, I think, in our lifetime, maybe absent the shocks of 2008 and the COVID shocks, the dramatic change in how businesses do business, how households are thinking about employment and inflation. And so this is a time we have to go back to first principles. I know at the Federal Reserve with my colleagues, many of whom are here, we're doing that. So I don't want to sound complacent. At the same time, I do want to say, at least for the
his hair looks like a clay mold.
United States, this is a time of huge
roll call.
Opportunity. And if the Fed can deliver on its remit to deliver prices, I've never been more optimistic about what the growth engine of the U.S. could.
I think he's the most competent person in adjacent to the admin. I really do. I think he's the most competent person anywhere near the admin. I just do. I'm a huge Kevin Warsh fan. YouTube gang, I forgot about you guys. YouTube. Caffeine can kill you? No, it cannot, bro. I mean, they're in the YouTube talking about caffeine can kill you. Can caffeine kill you? Like, how much? How much caffeine is lethal? 400 milligrams? Huh. How much caffeine y'all do a day? I probably do 400. All right. One of the last things I want to do today is my favorite YouTuber, 200. That sounds about right. My favorite YouTuber just dropped a video. And it's the weird history of the internet. And I have no idea what's in it, but you know I fucking love this guy. And I was gonna watch it off stream, but I figured I would let you guys in on the secret. So let's fucking do it.
And those humans captured in the beginning, there were humans. And those humans captured the power of the skies, put it into rocks, tricked those rocks into thinking, and called them computers.
I've sometimes thought, like, if you let me live forever and you put me on the earth, it's a solo entity, how many years it would take me to create internet? I think the answer is like many millions of years. Many millions of years. I don't even know how long it would take. Unbelievably amount of years.
But those computers are lonely. They can't talk to each other. If you want to move data from one computer to another, you write it into a magnetic tape, walk outside, get in your car, light up a dart, and drive it across town. This is called the sneaker net, and for about 20 years, it's the fastest network on Earth. Then, in 1957, the Soviets launched Sputnik, a metal ball that literally does nothing but beep and scare Americans. In a panic, the US government creates an agency named...
What did Sputnik do? I don't really know what this is. Cold War, but it was the world's first artificial Earth satellite launched on a low Earth orbit in 1957. Did it do anything? It was designed simply to transmit a continuous beep beep radio pulse back to Earth. Jeez.
Named ARPA to ensure that they would never be big dorked again. A few years later, a guy at the Rand Corporation named Paul gets handed a military problem. The Air Force wants to know how its command and control links could survive a nuclear first strike and stay alive long enough to order a counterstrike. The phone network of the day runs on circuit switching, where two machines reserve one dedicated end-to-end line for the whole conversation. Break any link in the chain, and the entire connection dies. Paul is smart. He comes up with an idea. What if instead of a dedicated line, you slice the message into small chunks called packets, stamp each one with its own destination address, and let them scramble across the network independently, each one finding its own route through whatever nodes are still standing before getting reassembled on the other end. He invents what'll later be called packet switching, and in 1969, ARPA actually decides to build the thing, and they call it ARPANET. The first message is sent from a computer at UCLA 350 miles away to the Stanford Research Institute in Menlo Park. They try to type the word login, the system crashes after 2 letters. The next thing you know, by 1971, the network connects 15 computers, and a man named Ray needs a symbol to separate humans from machines. He brings shame to his family by choosing the @ symbol and inventing email. But there's another problem. ARPANET is just one network, but it's lonely too. There are other networks, but none of them can talk to each other. So 2 guys, Vint and Bob, sit down and invent a universal language called TCP/IP. The TCP chops your data into packets and makes sure they show up, and IP gives every machine a numbered address so packets know where to go. On January 1st, 1983, every machine on ARPANET switches to TCP/IP on the same day. They call it Flag Day, and the internet is born. But now we have another problem. Remembering numbered addresses is hard. So that same year, a different guy named Paul invents the domain name system, a giant global phone book that turns human-friendly domain names into the IP address where the computer lives. So now there's a global network connecting thinking rocks all over the planet. But it's the last place you'd want to be since it's only accessible to academics.
DNS is so fucking cool.
Then in 1989, a British scientist named Tim is working at CERN, a particle physics
lab. Is it
lab.
bad I've never heard of any of these people?
In Switzerland. Tim is a smart guy, and he has an idea. All these academics have information trapped on different computers in different formats, and there's no easy way to link any of it together. So he writes a proposal to fix it. His boss reads it and scribbles 3 words across the top. Vague but exciting. That proposal was the World Wide Web. Tim goes on to invent HTML, HTTP, and the URL.
Wait, is this the guy that was on Speed Stream?
Created the World Wide Web.
Beg your pardon?
Who created the World Wide Web?
The World Wide what?
The World Wide Web.
The internet. The World Wide Web.
You did? You
Get your phone out. You can Google me.
You created the internet?
Part of it.
The creator of downloading.
No way.
So you're gonna Google another guy first.
What's your name?
Well, you're gonna Google Tim Berners-Lee.
So he writes a proposal, a particle physics lab to academics. Then in 1989, a British scientist named Tim is working at CERN, a particle.
Here, you type it. There's no way you created the internet. You're the reason why I'm here right now.
Tim.
Tim Berners-Lee.
That's not me. That's my friend. Read about him.
Tim Berners-Lee, also known as Tim Beale, is an English computer scientist best known as the inventor of the World Wide Web.
Okay, I'll type in my name next to his.
No way.
Has it got to be next to his? Those little.
Peter Lenahan.
I created downloading.
What?
You having fun?
Did you say you having fun? Is that what you just said?
What?
You having fun?
You created downloading?
You having fun is crazy.
Nice to meet you. That's crazy. I just met you in a random restaurant in South Dakota.
Thought the clipper fucked up the caption. No, you got it right. Okay.
Physics lab in Switzerland. Tim is a smart guy and he has an idea. All these academics have information trapped on different computers in different formats, and there's no easy way to link any of it together. So he writes a proposal to fix it. His boss reads it and scribbles 3 words across the top. Vague but exciting. That proposal was the World Wide Web. Tim goes on to invent HTML, HTTP, and the URL, the first web browser and the first web server on a computer with a sticky note begging people to not turn it off because if they did, the entire internet would go down. But the coolest part is that he then gives it all away for free because he wants it to belong to everyone. For the next few years, the web is just an ugly wall of blue text until 1993 when a college kid named Mark releases a browser called Mosaic that can display images in line with the words. When it belonged to everyone. For the next few years, the web is just an ugly wall of blue text until 1993 when a college kid named Mark releases a browser called Mosaic.
A college kid named Mark Andreessen
that can display images in line with the words. The browser shows promise. Mark graduates, moves to California, and turns Mosaic into Netscape Navigator, which quickly becomes the most popular software on Earth. From there, the information superhighway becomes mainstream, and Bryant Gumbel asks, what is internet anyway? On the Today Show. Then, Microsoft wakes up, notices the internet exists, and panics. A horn dog named Bill declares war. Microsoft builds its own browser called Internet Explorer and bundles it for free with Windows, which is on about 9 out of every 10 computers on the planet by this point. This gets them sued by the government for being a monopoly, but it kills Netscape, whose dying body is scattered to the open source gods and is eventually reborn as Firefox. Meanwhile, normal people are getting online for the first time through a company called AOL, which carpet bombs the planet with free trial CDs through the mail that 7-year-old me thinks would be fun to microwave. It is. Oh no, the microwave is on fire. Ouch, ouch, hot. To connect to the internet, your modem dials a phone number, then screams into the line to make a digital handshake. The two modems negotiate a baud rate and modulate ones and zeros into audible tones over a copper line that was originally built for human voices. You top out around 56 kilobytes per second, which means it takes roughly 8 minutes to download one song off Napster and give your computer AIDS. And because the modem is hijacked the same line your telephone uses, the second anyone picks up the kitchen phone, their voice gets dumped right on top of the modem signal, the two modems panic, fail to resync, and the download flatlines. Now it's the late 90s. Everyone realizes you can make money on the internet, or at least convince other people that you're about to. Investors throw billions at any company with a .com in the
My dad used to be a pro sailboat racer in SF in the late 80s, 90s, doing that rich guys on the racing boats would have conversations like, can we get one of those internet things? Wow.
name. So companies lease OC-3 lines and stuff data centers full of Sun servers to handle traffic that never comes. One company sells pet food online and lights its entire war chest on fire for a sock puppet Super Bowl ad. Another offers to drive a single candy bar to your door for free. None of it is sustainable, but Wall Street doesn't care until March of 2000 when the bubble pops, when the NASDAQ loses most of its value and thousands of companies vanish overnight. Sadly, a generation of young men on that Mama Coco have to move back in with their parents, but a few survivors manage to crawl out of the wreckage, the biggest being 2 guys named Larry and Sergey who write an algorithm they call PageRank. The idea is to treat every hyperlink as a vote, then weight each vote by how important the linking page is, recursively, so a link from a famous site counts for far more than a link from your blog. They take this idea, then wire it up to an ad auction and turn it into the most profitable money printer ever built. Meanwhile, the browser continues to evolve, and some call it Web 2.0. Under the hood, a trick called Ajax lets JavaScript quietly fetch data in the background with XML HTTP request and update a page without a full refresh, so a website can finally feel like an app instead of a pamphlet you need to keep reprinting. And now it's 2007. Civilization has peaked, but we don't know it yet. A guy named Mark gives everyone their own printing press with a built-in backdoor for his shareholders. Around the same time, a guy named Steve pulls a rectangle out of his pocket. It's a phone that runs a real browser with an always-on cellular connection. The information superhighway escapes from our desk into our pockets. And the good news is that we no longer need MapQuest to navigate around the world. But the bad news is that it'll eventually rot our children's brains. And that brings us to today. When you visit an average website, you must first accept cookies, decline the newsletter pop-up, dismiss the app download nag, wait for 10 megabytes of JavaScript to download before you can even read the content that probably wasn't even written by a human. Thankfully, 2 guys named Sam and Dario ingested the entire internet while tricking the rocks into thinking harder, and now they're renting it back to us at a premium. But while some companies are filling the internet with slop, others are trying to clean it up, which brings us to CodeRabbit, the sponsor of today's video. AI can write code faster than ever, but reviewing 40 files of PR slop still feels like reading your codebase through a paper shredder. A CodeRabbit review turns pull requests into guided walkthroughs. It groups related changes into cohorts, orders them into layers, and adds AI summaries so you can move through the change in an order that actually makes sense. Instead of one giant flat diff, you get what feels like an IDE for your pull requests. Your comments and approvals still go back to GitHub natively, and when it helps, CodeRabbit can generate diagrams in line for call flows, state changes, or schema updates. Over 100,000 open source projects like Bun and Nux.js use CodeRabbit, and you can try it out for free with the link below. This has been the history of the internet in 8 minutes. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
That was intense.
The year was 1936. Alan Turing.
That was really intense. He skipped like MySpace and stuff. Yeah. That was a sick video. Oh, damn, Mark Andreessen's so cool, man. Why does he be blocked? Come on, Mark. Man. Wow, that's the internet rocks. Now I fucking log on to twitch.com and stream about fucking markets. Wow, that was awesome. That was really fun. Ladies and gentlemen, do you understand that tomorrow is going to be my last? You talked about last week about being bullish IRL things, and Dreesen tweeted the following day. Everyone just tweets my shit. It's okay. It's part of the game. You understand that my last... Damn, I fucking closed Hyperliquid too, and it's going up. My last stream of the week is tomorrow. Whoa. Whoa. Also, I'm going on a little vacation this weekend. Yep. Uh-huh. I'm going on a little bit of a vacation this weekend. 1 day off. I'll tell you where after. You know, if you like say the Jersey Shore, then they're like, they know we're not going to the Jersey Shore, and that's one less place. You know, it's actually bad OPSEC to say a fake place. You know, it's bad OPSEC to say a fake place because they're like, all right, it's one less place. Now we're gonna go somewhere fun. Okay, we're gonna go somewhere fun. But here's the thing: it's bad OPSEC to admit it's fake. But now I've admitted it's fake. But you said it's real. Now we have no idea. Now it's like, is it reverse? Is it, you know? Chat, if you saw me in the street, would you say hi or no? Be honest. If you saw me like walking, you said acting like, looking like I'm not gonna, you would? That's sick, man. Thanks, guys. I grabbed the back of your neck. You little sus-ass boy, huh? You little sus boy. Oh, I'll see you tomorrow. I love you. Bye, 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 bye.